On the 28th of April 1992, one of the proudest traditions in English football was revived. It was the day Burnley came back as champions.
John Deary has equalised! Happy days are here again!
Eddie Cliff, that's short inside for West. Shooting chance. Casper now. Oh, that's a good shot, a beautiful goal.
This club's been in the 4th Division 7 years, and that's a long time for a club of this standing. And one can never make any promises, but hopefully that now that we set the ball rolling, maybe we can keep it going.
1 point will be enough. We've played about 3 minutes of stoppage time now. Here goes Mike Conroy. Still time for a winner, maybe. It's a terrific run. John Francis! They came to York in their thousands. They're going home as champions.
1898, 1921, 1960, 1973, 1982. Everyone a Turf Moor championship year. They've had plenty of practice polishing silverware at Burnley, and 1992 brought a new trophy for the cabinet. The #1 team with the #1 support. A brand new start under a brand new manager. This is the story of how the championship race was won. Lap 1, August, in sunny Donny.
Well, not the best of passes forward, and that'll be Paul Crichton's. Of all people, there's Billy Whitehurst, more associated with forward than backward play. But a neat turn of foot from the big fella. Here's Eli. Not short of a neat bit of work either. Still Eli. This might go all the way, just caught by Whitehurst, and that's a penalty. No doubt at all in the mind of David Shadwell, the referee. Eli in the clear, Whitehurst catches him, penalty. Mike Conroy, the penalty expert. A chance to give Burnley the lead, which he does. 1-0. Here's Rankin. Get a second chance. Not a bad ball in either. It's broken off Marriott, real chance. Noteman, and it's 1 each. Well, Marriott was really unlucky. Just broke off him. Suddenly Noteman with a real opportunity. 1 each. Bennett shaping to shoot, and he does so. And it was a good effort. Billy Whitehurst, always strong in the challenge, just falling to the ground, and well, was that a drag back with a hand? If it is, he's in some trouble, and Whitehurst isn't going to wait to see the card. Booked in the first half, deliberate handball in the second, but Billy Whitehurst, who just lost his footing, used his hand there. Towards Eli, it'll break for Harper. Easy. Completely unmarked, Steve Harper. And Burnley are in front. Patient stuff from Burnley. And the ball forward, he's onside. Yates, what a chance this for a 3-1 lead, and he takes it oh so coolly. And the game's won now. Eli. Still Eli battling away. Conroy gets the final touch. Is it over the line? It is. And Burnley complete a rout. 4-1. I think Conroy enjoyed that one. Just getting there before Eli. And that's over the line.
September started with a bang and ended with a whimper. Roger Eli provided the dynamite, letting off the club's first league hat-trick in more than 6 seasons. Chesterfield is helpless victims at Turf Moor.
It's broken for Conroy. Eli's in there. 1-0. He had a look for a flag. Non-waving. Time to celebrate. Came off Williams. Conroy on for Francis. Clever stuff. would have been some goal. Conroy. Eli, not by Bryant, but not for long. He's so strong. Roger Eli, good save, Leonard. He won't stop that one. 2-0. It's come through to Francis, deflected and in. John Francis makes it 3. Now Roger Eli's celebrating, and I think that means Eli's hat-trick. He's claiming it, you know.
3 straight league wins had lifted Burnley amongst the high flyers. Only their next opponents, Crewe, were above them. So when John Francis nudged the Clarets in front, they were commanding top billing. But David Hamilton had one of those days in what was one of those seasons for him. A collector's own goal to equalise. He was later red-carded in the bargain. Don't know who they're congratulating. The main contenders were already shaping up, but Burnley didn't collect another point in September. They finished the month in 11th place and looking for a manager. Looking for a goalkeeper was a season-long adventure. On September the 21st, Andy Marriott of Nottingham Forest, on loan to Burnley, lined up against David Williams of Burnley, on loan to Rochdale. Not surprisingly, 1 or 2 wires got crossed.
Both Reeves and Jones are forward for Rochdale. That's in for Jones. Good reactions from Marriott. He's getting better by the match. That came off Brown. Pender climbing well. Conroy, Francis couldn't quite reach it. Jones smashed it away. There was a muted penalty appeal there. Just a suggestion of handball on the line. Deary. Out to Francis. Oh, that's a beauty, and Williams just touched it away from Conroy. Francis. It's a bit too hot for Graham to handle. He only knows one way, John Francis. Ooh, didn't quite make the most of the opening he made. He's mustard though, isn't he? That's searching out Whitehall. It's a problem for Hardy and Mornington. Oh! Very nearly a big problem for Mornington. Nearly an own goal. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Deary, a loose one. Farrell caught by Jones, and Flounders, it's in. Andy Flounders for Rochdale. Andy Marriott almost kept it out, but Burnley behind. Conroy. This is Eli. Not long left. Cross looking for Conroy. Good save, Williams. And Graham away. Well, what a way to treat your teammates. David Williams has the final say with a flying save.
At Scarborough the following Saturday, Burnley suffered a 3rd straight defeat. It was only the home team's 2nd win of the season. Adrian Mayer's early goal set the tone for the afternoon. But there was a silver lining to the cloud. The performance of 18-year-old Graham Lancashire, let loose on the 4th division because John Francis was suspended, and marking his full debut with a veteran's finish. A starter for 5 in his next 3 games. But this game quickly ran away from the Lancashire lads. Jules set up Mooney to give Scarborough the lead again soon after. And despite the dismissal of Mark Ash soon after half-time, the home team extended their lead in the second half, when even Andy Marriott's good hands allowed Ash Dijan a bad goal. The repercussions were bad for Burnley, mid-table, and as if that wasn't enough, Blackpool on top. 4 days after the defeat at Scarborough, Burnley were making all the headlines. Frank Casper resigned as manager on October the 2nd. He came to Turf Moor in the late 60s. He certainly left Burnley a much better club for his loyal contributions as player, coach and manager. But as one era drew to a close, another began. Jimmy Mullen, Casper's assistant, wasn't everybody's idea of the ideal candidate until he won his first 8 games in charge. He never doubted he was made of the right stuff, and he began his caretaker stint intent on proving it, and quickly. Carlisle were first to suffer. Skipper John Pender, again anchoring a 4-man defence, turning attacker to head his first goal for the club. The new shape of the team gave it a more solid look. And then there was Lanky, The teenage rampage continued in the second half, thanks to some benevolent defending and some hungry attacking. Graham Lancashire had well and truly arrived. And those who were planning a trip to Wrexham the following weekend ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, Wrexham started brightly enough in these opening 2 minutes or so. And Burnley are in some trouble here, and there's Gordon Davis. And the bright opening leads to an early goal. Put forward. Eli's there. Up go the heads. Just breaks towards Owen. And there's Deary. Still Deary. Good effort, good save. Lancashire. 3-3 for Lancashire. The effort came from Deary originally. He did awfully well to keep his balance. O'Keefe did well with the save, but that's the goal poacher's instinct. Hopkins slits. And he handballed it too, but the referee's wave play on. And this is a real opening now for Eli. Roger Eli loves to run at players. Has a man over to his right in Harper. And in 2 minutes, it's gone from 1-0 down to 2-1 up for Burnley. Steve Harper took his time, and it's through the legs. Burnley really keeping this pressure up. Davis just managed to get it away by Beaumont, but Davis with another opportunity, and Lancashire on the line, and it's getting easier for Lancashire. And easier for Burnley. 3-1 now. Eli again the target, and that's Lancashire. Oh my word, what a way to get a hat-trick. Graham Lancashire makes it 4-1, and if you didn't know, the scoreboard tells you, goal. Nice skill from Thackeray. Here's Watkin. That's neat play too. Wrexham haven't given up, and they're going to go into the break, just 2 down. Andy Preece, 4-2. Pendra and Davis making the runs, and there's Davis! 5-2, and Burnley are comfortable now. Well, France has done well there. Another opportunity now, here's Eli. Did he use his hand? No, he didn't. Chance for 6. It's 6-2 to Burnley, and Jimmy Mullen sends the message, I want the job.
Oh yes, and there was more, much more. All of a sudden, all the smart money was Mullen money. 6 days after the 6-goal bash at Wrexham, Jimmy was confirmed as Burnley's new manager. He proceeded to make the best start of any new manager in the club's history. The board had found themselves a winner. Jimmy had found himself a goal scorer. Graham Lancashire was the talk of the county. He celebrated his 19th birthday with another goal against Walsall. Call it beginner's luck, but Lanky had the happy knack of being in the right place at the wrong time for defences.
Through injury and suspension this year, he had to be brought into the squad, and since he's come in, he's responded in the best possible way. He scored 6 goals in 4 games.
No inhibitions, has he? Or it doesn't seem to have anyway.
He's a cocky little so-and-so, as he says. He just enjoys putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's an asset you can't give anyone.
Which is the best goal you've scored so far?
Definitely my 3rd at Wrexham.
That was incredible. I mean, were you aiming for the top corner?
Yeah, I just had a quick look and took a swing, and it went in.
Against Halifax, I was actually walking out, the 2 teams were walking out, and I actually followed the Halifax team out to their end. And then, you know, when I noticed, I just was so embarrassed, I managed just to sneak back into our end.
Nobody at Burnley had anything to be embarrassed about in November. The month's haul, 7 wins and 1 draw. The prize scalp, Mansfield Town on the 9th.
Harper. Only as far as Spooner. Fee. Well, that was a loose and lazy one. What can Burnley make of it? Deary. Oh, that's a peach of a pass for Francis. Now, can he make the most of it? Was that a trip? Francis still on his feet, but he's got his penalty. Jason Piercy may not like it, but he just made contact with Francis. Mike Conroy sent it the wrong way. Burnley ahead in 7 minutes. Came off Deary, fallen for Jacob. This is Holland, though. Wilkinson. Stant. Wilkinson. Neatly done. Oh, good goal. Mansfield on terms with a gem of a goal. Carr. Looking for Stant. Looking for Holland. Breaking from deep. Beautifully engineered. Ten minutes of the second half gone. Jacob looking for Davis! Burnley back in front. Steve Davis just beating the keeper to the punch. Wilkinson out to Ford. That's a tester. Pender up to it. Holland. Oh, Davis and Pender in each other's way and paying the price. Steve Wilkinson's second goal, Mansfield's second equaliser. And how often do you see Steve Davis and John Pender on different wavelengths? Fleming's header. Stant. Ford. Oh, Franz caught out. Spooner, great save. Marriott deserved his luck. Ford's corner. Oh, Davis and Deary getting all mixed up. Stant off the line by Jacob. Goodness only knows how. Phil Stant's shot looked unstoppable to everyone but the amazing Joe Jacob. There are just 6 minutes remaining. Jacob swung in towards Pender! It's Captain Fantastic! John Pender with what's surely the winning goal. Mike Conroy thinks so anyway. 3-2.
There were nearly 12,000 at Turf Moor to see Mansfield removed from top spot. At Maidstone, Burnley moved a little closer to the top themselves, thanks to Roger Eli's persistence and the nerveless penalty taking of Mike Conroy. Signed from Reading for a paltry £35,000, Conroy had emerged as the Burnley goal machine. But Burnley's goal stopper was off. Not even a bid of around £150,000 could persuade Nottingham Forest to part company with Andy Marriott, who made himself happily at home at Turf Moor. The talent that Burnley had unearthed was paraded on the big stage in the spring when Marriott kept goal in 2 Wembley finals. A loser with Forest in the Rumbelows final, he was a winner in each of his last 11 games with Burnley. His farewell appearance was at Northampton on November the 30th.
Conroy's in a good position. Mike Conroy, great effort. What a goal. Burnley strike with a perfect counter-attack. A terrific round by John Francis. A wonderful strike by Mike Conroy. Bevan making himself available and using the ball well. Johnson are getting through, but can they get into that penalty area? Nice move here. Too optimistic from Bell, not enough width from Campbell, and it's the speed merchant, John Francis again, against Crowe. Now against Phil Shard, and Francis is by him. Francis with a shot, and gracious me, that was a good tackle by Johnson as Eli came in. Great move. Francis past Crowe, takes on Shard. Now he's got space to knock it and go, which he does, then scoops one across the face of the goal. Johnson comes in just in time. Johnson. Time for Bell to hold it. Adcock calls for the ball over the top. This is for Adcock. Knocked down to Campbell. What a great goal. And one they've thoroughly deserved. Well, that was copybook stuff. Adcock calling for it. A beautiful ball from Bell. Adcock knows exactly what he's going to do, and in comes Campbell onto it. And that's into the roof of the net, and it's 1-1. So 5 minutes before the end, Northampton draw level. Campbell getting the knock on. Here comes Conroy. The danger now is that they'll be caught on the counter-attack as Northampton look for the winner. It's Harper knocking one into the middle, and here's a chance here for Conroy to make it 2-1. And that was the sucker punch. You could see that one coming from the moment Northampton committed too many players forward. Harper gets down the left-hand side, and unselfishly knocks it into the middle. There's a lot of players supporting, not much marking, and Mike Conroy has a lot of time to get his second and really bury this one for Burnley.
Jimmy Mullen was named Manager of the Month, and no wonder. Burnley, unbeaten since he assumed command, were just 2 points off the title pace again. A new month usually meant a new goalkeeper. Chris Pearce was back at the start of December. Burnley's winning run came to an end, one short of the club record of 10 set nearly 80 years earlier. Scunthorpe were the party poopers, behind to an Andy Farrell goal in the first half, succeeding where Roger Eli couldn't, and then letting everybody know about it. Scunthorpe equalised in the last 20 minutes. Well, Burnley did it for them. John Pender got the fatal touch to the corner. 12 days later, the unbeaten run came to an end against Rotherham.
Once we started going on the unbeaten run, I think we went 17 games without getting beat, and once Christmas was over with, the top of the league just still with a chance, and we just kept plugging away, and fortunately enough kept consistency going right through to the end of the season.
The Boxing Day defeat by Rotherham was swiftly erased from Turf Moor memories by victory over Doncaster 2 days later.
Here's Francis, just ran away from him but broke for Eli, and here's Conroy on the overlap, just wide. Good effort from Conroy. Always dangerous from the set piece, Burnley. Pender was in there, Davis was in there, in by Conroy, Samways just got hold of it, and in the end it's smuggled away. Here's Francis, done well. Chance for Burnley to break. Here's Roger Eli. Conroy racing up from the back. Davis is there too. Now then, chance for Conroy. Can he keep his head? There's your answer. The goal scorer extraordinaire. Lovely ball from Randall. John Francis. Always looks to cut in from that left side with that lovely balance and the right foot. And there's Conroy! Eli! Dear me, I think Eli will wonder how he missed that. Conroy's snapshot, Samways the save, and well, maybe a little bit of credit to defender Ashurst. Onside. Real chance for Farrell. Just keeps his footing, and it's off the line as Eli came in. Jacob forward. Now then, Eli at pace. Conroy had a one-on-one and took his opportunity, and Eli has a one-on-one and does the same, and that's how much he enjoyed it.
That's one of the goals that I quite enjoyed this season. I think actually Mike Conroy set it on to me, and I just saw the keeper coming out to me and just managed to chip the ball over the keeper. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Jacob into Francis. Francis's ball in. It'll sit up here for Farrell. It'll break for Conroy. Oh, great save from Samways. That was brave. Francis. Oh, what a lovely turn and cross. Here's Eli. Still Eli. Oh, Conroy took it off him, and maybe he shouldn't have done. Just wide though. Doncaster are even having problems getting the ball out their own half, and if they pass like that, they're going to struggle even more. Here's Lancashire. Still Lancashire. Oh, goodness me. That was nearly one of the goals of the season. He is a confident young man. Conroy just ran away from him and then hit him. And here's Francis. Still, it's going to go all the way, Francis. Just delays too long, I think, and wins the corner. Certainly being very careful about this, Doncaster, and that's the result. Kevin Noteman. What a beautiful goal that was. They certainly were deliberate, and you can't stop shots like that.
Entering January, Burnley were not only occupying top-notch, they were playing some top-notch football. The thousands who followed them away from Turf Moor were getting double value. At Chesterfield on New Year's Day, John Deary gave them an early lead en route to a club record 7th consecutive away win, a record that had stood for more than 70 years. As with the Doncaster game, it was all done and dusted inside 25 minutes, thanks to John Francis's 7th of the season, and he was only 4th in the Burnley scoring list. 7 straight away league wins, including cup ties. Burnley had won 9 in a row on the road. The goals against column was the key to the record. But it hadn't spared Chris Pearce the chop again. 33-year-old Mark Kendall arrived on loan from Swansea to displace him at the turn of the year. But goalkeeper number 3 lasted only 3 games. At Blackpool on January the 11th, the heavens opened on Kendall. Burnley's away day joyride came off the rails with their heaviest defeat in 4 years. Kendall took a share of the blame for Blackpool's 2 first-half goals from Tony Rodwell and Dylan Kerr. A lion's share of the blame for that sad second. But the Clarets launched a second-half recovery package. When Eli got in behind Stoneman midway through the half, Mike Conroy scored the goal that they'd been threatening since the restart, and hopes were high again. But 2 minutes later, Blackpool scored again. The sea air seemed to go to the heads of a defence that was the solid cornerstone for a season of achievement. Andy Garner found them very much out of season, and Blackpool were 3-1 up. It was a day of 1 step forward, 2 steps back for Burnley. Again, they moved into recovery range. Francis making it 3-2. Come on, boys. But this time it took Blackpool all of 3 minutes to take charge again. Full marks to Garner, still running on a full tank in the closing stages, and ushering the inevitable Dave Bamber forward to close Burnley out. It had been an unhappy return to Bloomfield Road for Jimmy Mullen, on the receiving end of an earful from some of the Seasiders' less fun-loving fans, and on the receiving end of a 5-2 hiding from his old team. His latest goalkeeper hadn't done himself justice. Kendall was returned to Swansea, and after another abortive move for Marriott and an aborted trial for Luton's Australian keeper Andy Petterson, transfer-listed Chris Pearce returned against Gillingham.
Davis looking long. Clark's back there. Lim's coming to claim it. Now he's off limits. This is where panic sets in. Straight to Farrell. That's the ball. Conroy, take that! Lim won't go wandering again for a while. Farrell. Francis. Measham arriving like an express train. Great cross. Oh, and Mike Conroy really should have put the ball where he is now. Conroy's header. Martin wanting too much time. This is John Francis. Walker in the way. Deary. It'll come for Conroy. He's had some chances. Not the best of headers from Conroy. Or Pearce's punch. Chance for Walker. And another. And Gillingham skipper Alan Walker has equalised. I must say, I think Chris Pearce may just have been nudged as he jumped by Lovell. He did well to recover and make a stop, but Walker got a reprieve. Now here's Graham Lancashire running free. Very promising. Conroy! Well, he is getting closer, I suppose. Wonder who he's supporting. Francis. Headed by Clark, away by Dempsey. Back in by Jacob. Lancashire. Oh, unlucky. The control on the chest deserved a goal. Keeper Lim did really well to deny him. Jacob's free kick. Steve Davis! Woodwork in the way. That one's heading for Pender. Conroy! It was only a matter of time. 64 minutes gone, and at last Mike Conroy puts Burnley back in front. Conroy down. Randall arriving at speed. Just lost track of Harper. Clark didn't look. Randall. Francis. What was that? Randall! Adrian Randall. From the most curious assists from John Francis. No wonder he's so happy. This is Harper now. Got men ahead of him. Jacob. Conroy. Good control. Good finish. Good hat-trick. Not sure where the keeper was. Not sure Mike Conroy will care.
Yeah, Joe Jackal played it in from the left, and I took it on my chest, turned the centre half and managed to, the goalkeeper, I don't know where the goalkeeper was, but he was out of position at the time, and I just managed to get there in front of the centre half and put it in. It's been my first hat-trick in English football, and I hope it's the first of many.
Conroy's total was 17 and rising. He started February with 5 more in as many games. At Walsall, in the first of them, he scored 4 minutes from time to pilfer a point from a 2-2 draw. A winner against Lincoln a week later put Burnley 5 clear. 3 days after that, Burnley put 5 past Northampton at Turf Moor.
Up goes Conroy. Flick from Eli, flick from Francis. And now Deary's in the clear. Well, I don't know how much of that they intended to flick on, but in the end, Deary was in the clear. Let's look at it again. Pretty deliberate, and I think so was that. But one thing's for certain, once in the clear, Deary knew just what he was doing. Jacob in, a bit of a hesitation, allowing Francis to release Eli, and he's got the pace, he's got the finish, he's got the goal. 2-0. Thank you, John, says Eli. Forward by Davis, Conroy on the chase, and he's got the pace to outdo Quo. Has he got the finish? Oh, yes, he has. Confidence oozing from Mike Conroy. 3-0. John Francis. Well, that's a lovely cross, inviting in Harper, and it's exhibition stuff now. No wonder they're delighted. Pretty clear, but not far. Burnley still well on top. Francis, Conroy, Francis, wonderful goal. 5-0, 5 different scorers, and each goal exhibits a different quality. This is what makes managers smile. 1-2 as good as that, and a finish as good as that.
Away from home, Burnley were putting on a series of late shows. Patience was becoming the chief virtue of the travelling fan. At Scunthorpe, they were 2 down at half-time. Ian Helliwell with the first. The second, 6 minutes later, just as untidy, a little more unfortunate. Pearce had a punch at it, Alexander had a swing at it, scorer Jason White just waited around for the ball to reach him. But Lady Luck pulled on a yellow shirt for the second half. Within a minute of the restart, referee John Kirby awarded Burnley a penalty. Roger Eli, looking to tame Steve Harper's cross, was upended by Stuart Hicks. It looked a little harsh, but on closer scrutiny, Hicks didn't get a foot on the ball. Mike Conroy did, though. His penalty halved the deficit and launched the rescue bid amidst rising temperatures. Boiling point was reached after 63 minutes. Scunthorpe's debutant on-loan keeper Chris Marples didn't care for Conroy's eager attentions when the Burnley hitman typically set off after a lost cause. Conroy was caught in the face, and Marples was facing an unscheduled departure. In fairness to the keeper, his head cracked against the hoardings. He was entitled to feel annoyed, but he wasn't entitled to show it. Conroy did get a yellow card, Marples a red. Dave Hill got the keeper's jersey and kept Burnley at arm's length until the 5th minute of injury time. Finally, fatefully, they equalised. Steve Davis, big enough to sort things out. It was the proverbial hard-earned point, with Pender now facing suspension and 4 key men added to the injury list. Jimmy Mullen was again trying to add a goalkeeper to his title cocktail. Nicky Walker, who played for Rangers in the mid-80s, arrived from Hearts on loan for a debut against Blackpool. There were more than 18,000 at Turf Moor for the 4th Division's game of the season. First versus second, the leadership at stake.
Davis for Blackpool. Bamba in for Groves. Offside is he? Yes. Paul Groves' goal wiped out. Groves. Bamba's found himself some space. Couldn't find the finish though. Comfortable save for Walker really. But Blackpool have settled the quicker. Jacob trying to settle Burnley down. Not like that, though. This is Mike Davis. Bamba. On for Garner. Great chance. Past the keeper and past the post. Roger Eli. Briggs can't get to him. Neither can Groves. Roger Eli going on and in. It's a Roger Eli special. He just wouldn't be denied. He made his own luck there. And what a finish. Ayres. Away by Pender. This is Gap, though. Trevor Sinclair with a chance to make his mark. He's done well. Bamba! Who else? Dave Bamba equalises. Burnley were in front for just over a minute. He's a master at being first. Long for Mike Conroy. Oh, Gore's in trouble. Conroy! Off the line by Briggs. Davis with the free kick. Pender getting in the way. Then Davis. Then Deary. Oh, he's missed it. Ayres. Bamba. Garner. Davis in the way. Bamba. Nothing doing. They shall not pass. Away by Davis. Oh, and Bamba's got goal side of John Pender here. Dave Bamba. Oh, great tackle by Pender.
We know what we've got to do. We'll continue to do what we've done since November or October, and hopefully that will be enough to guarantee what we're looking for.
But March began with Burnley's worst display of the season. A 3-0 defeat at Gillingham cost them the leadership. They didn't lose another game all month.
Jacob with a corner. Usual targets are up for him, and there's one of those targets, Steve Davis. How many times have Burnley scored from the set-piece corner? Aimed at Conroy. Got a little bit of a touch. Deary. Second chance maybe. Good save. Good save from Phillips. Away by Pender. Further away by John Francis. Back helping. Now here's ball with a chance. Good save by Walker. Conroy. Still going. Releases Francis. He'll keep it on. Little deflection on the cross, but Conroy's got to it, and Phillips has got to it. Fine save. Lovely ball, Francis. There's time now for Measham. It was in towards Eli, but I think it hit Barnett in front of him. Lovely skill from Randall. Still Randall. Broken for Deary. Coolly done. 3-0. Points for Burnley.
With John Pender restored after a brief suspension, Burnley had the cornerstone around which to build their final effort. His second-half goal polished off Halifax. And although they temporarily lost the leadership, they were in the mood to topple Mansfield Town when they travelled to Field Mill the following Saturday.
We're top of the table. I think they're second or third, and there was only one goal in it, and it's happened already a few times this season. It happens like that. You get two good teams, and they wipe each other out, and it's hard to score goals in games like that.
One goal was quite enough, and quite deserved on the day. It arrived 4 minutes before the break from a familiar source. Mike Conroy had become the first Burnley player since Willie Irvine 25 years earlier to score 20 league goals, and he wasn't finished. Nicky Walker's loan period was, though, and for the 5th time during the season, Chris Pearce was handed a recall for the home game with Maidstone United, in which Robbie Painter made his debut against the club he was with 36 hours earlier.
Jacob with the corner. Looking for Pender. Desford held on. Deary. Oh, that's a peach of a pass. Wide on the nail for Conroy. Oxbrow making it difficult for him. Got it across and hit the post. Deflected, I think. Stepping out to Smalley. Knocked in towards Lillis. Farrell's there, but he's lost it. Henry in game pursuit. It'll come for Newman. Good finish. Mason in front. First minutes of the second half. Libert Henry chased it down for Newman, but Burnley really should have had it clear before all this. Frustration growing. Farrell came off Eli. This is John Deary. Promising. Very promising! Good effort by John Deary. Smooth mover. And a shot hit so hard that it flew away off Hesford. Farrell with a free kick. He'll get another chance. Lifted towards Pender. Davis. Great chance. Good save. Lovely little step by Steve Davis to make the opening. But nothing will go for Burnley. And now just 13 minutes remaining. Burnley beaten twice at home in the league all season. Davis! That's the equaliser. It's been some time coming. They were all jockeying for position in the box, and Steve Davis found position A. Ellis trying to help out, but he's helped it into the path of Roger Eli. Mason have got reinforcements on the scene very quickly. He's got his cross in, and Mike Conroy was in a whisker of converting it. Deary. That's in towards Yates. This is Eli. He's done it! Roger Eli with 3 minutes to spare. That's got to be the winner. And down to the two substitutes. Yates and then Eli. Now Burnley have got to keep their concentration. Oh, chance for Lillis. No way through. What a scramble. All piling in, it's boiled over. And no wonder at this stage. But where's the ball? Don't worry, Chris Pearce has got it.
Maidston's Libert Henry had tried just a little too hard to halt Burnley's progress and saw red. Eli's late winners saw the Clarets go 5 points clear at the top, and more significantly, 6 points ahead of Rotherham in 4th place.
The main objective is to get promotion. That's the be-all and end-all, is to get up there and get out of this division. And if we can do that as quickly as we can in the next 2-3 games, then we'll have a couple of games, then maybe we can go and have a go for the championship.
Burnley already had the division's champion support, average attendances up to 5 figures in April. There was a black market for Burnley's remaining fixtures. Everybody wanted to see them. 2 at Turf Moor in the space of 3 days held the key. They were followed by 3 in a row on the road. Jimmy Mellon's Claret and Blue Army were on alert for the final push, starting with Scarborough at Turf Moor.
This has gone for this one, didn't get the telling of touch. Gabbiadini, and a wave off the line by Jacob. Gabbiadini almost giving Scarborough the lead. Jacob. Francis. Good skill. He's away now if he's got the chance. Plays it instead to Eli. Eli to Conroy. Super save. And it needed to be. Eli got away. Conroy to the near post. Ford did well. Good tackle from Davis. Nice ball from Farrell. Releasing Conroy. Looking for support. Eli! Super goal! 1-0. And Eli knew the part Conroy had played in it. Lovely header. Here's Painter. Chance to stretch the legs. And he's certainly not bad at that. Thought about going all the way for a minute. Conroy leaves it. Eli. Another chance maybe. Francis. Didn't quite get enough on it. Next station's a little there at the back for Scarborough. And here's Ian Measham. The turn from Eli. Good shot. Good save. Ford did well. But how well did Eli do? Took it in his stride, turned immediately. That's a super reaction save. Pierce again comes for it, doesn't get a telling enough touch on it. Ball in, Hurst. Gabbiadini maybe, it's in the net. Gabbiadini might claim it. Hurst got the final touch, I think. But whatever happened, it's 1-1. And it's gone all the way, and Ford had to be alert. Relive holding off Mudd. And now he's outpaced him. Deary! Another good save from Ford. How well has he played this afternoon? Now it's a break for Deary. Conroy, look for Deary again, I think. Harper arriving, good shots, and guess who's there again? And towards Conroy. Francis surrounded. There's no way through that time. Oh, now then, Measham, he's done awfully well. Picks up Pender! Great chance, and I don't think he could believe that he'd reached him.
The Scarborough game was Chris Pearce's last of a curious season for Burnley goalkeepers, all 5 of them. 3 came and went on loan, and eventually David Williams, who started the campaign as Pearce's understudy, was drafted in to help Burnley get the last few points.
So, including the Cardiff City game tonight, the mathematics are simple.
5 games left, 7 points needed for the championship. No problem! Yeah!
Burnley starting the day back on top, and with the chance to take a giant stride back towards the 3rd division. Jimmy Mullen will have mapped out the priorities for them, you can be sure of that. Well, Francis has kept that in. Bellamy didn't expect him. He's got away with it. Here's Measham though. Conroy, Painter! 16 seconds. Burnley in front. Robbie Painter, before his manager had even got to his seat. I think Conroy saw them a deliberate dummy. Yes, he did. And Robbie Painter gobbled up his first for the club. Newton. This is Griffith. Good work by Cohen Griffith. Very good work. Very, very good work. He's found Dale too, and he's done well. Owen Miller couldn't quite get a touch. Blake, and he's popped in the equaliser. Conroy. Farrell. Measham square of him. Into Conroy. Farrell. They're back in front. An hour gone, and Burnley retain the lead with a fine goal by Andy Farrell. Came to him at an awkward height too. Corner by Jacob. Flicked by Conroy. Headed by Pender, just kept out. Conroy! 3-1. Mike Conroy gives Burnley some breathing space. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Conroy's 26th of the season is certainly his most celebrated. Just squeezed in. Jacobs free kick. Davis with a header. Not finished yet. Farrell forward. This is Conroy running free. Francis is waiting. It's a little longer for Painter. Ooh, not far away. Robbie Painter almost finishing as he started.
Very hard fought game tonight. We expected nothing less, and we're very pleased to come away with 3 points, as you can see.
Is that it now? Everybody will say you're up for definite?
Well, if you look at the tables, we've still got 4 points to get to win the championship, so it's not over by a long shot yet.
The Burnley fans didn't altogether agree. They arrived at Carlisle in party mood. The Easter Bunny was there, so was the Easter Gorilla. They'd all waited too long for something like this already, and they were all intent on enjoying it.
I've just been out there today and I'm looking at all the painted faces, the kids, the children, you know, with the claret and blue cross face and checkered faces and striped faces. You know, that's superb. That's what's, you know, that's the way football should be. That's what it's all about. For me, they're the best supported club I've ever been. I mean, I've been in with four or five different clubs, But Burnley Football Club is the greatest in terms of passion and feeling in what they do.
What an atmosphere here. I wonder how many of these 10,000 fans are in fact Burnley supporters. And here's a moment of panic maybe. Good save from Williams, he had to react to that. Not quite got into the stride at all, Burnley. And they'll need to. Here's Thorpe. Dangerous ball, everyone's left it and it's gone by the post. And no wonder Jimmy Mullen's annoyed. John Francis always will look to cut into that famous right foot of his. Here's Deary. Harper. Francis. Still Francis. Oh, what a cracker! I said he liked to get it onto his right foot. And the celebrations say it all. It looked as though he'd gone too far out. No such thing. 1-0. Conroy's up. Francis is up. Harper couldn't get a touch. Conroy, and it's going over the top. Francis ushering men forward. Mike Conroy will always show when there's a little bit of pressure need to be taken off the defence. They'll need some support though. Painter up from the back and Holmes trying to direct it back to the keeper, and in the end O'Hanlon pounces. Nearly 2-0. It was aimed for Painter. I think Holmes was shocked more than anything. And in the end, O'Hanlon was the most shocked of all. Potts. Oh, good turn. Did well there, the substitute. Deary, not the most telling of touches. Gwyn Thomas. 1-1. Gwyn Thomas's first goal for his new club. And it squared matters.
Well, we've just had a little discussion in the dressing room there, and we're disappointed. You know, although we're near promotion, you know, as you said, we're still disappointed with the result. But, you know, we've got 3 games to get it right, and we'll be starting on Tuesday at York.
It just so happens that in the long history of Burnley Football Club, Turf Moor has housed the first, the second, the third, but never the 4th Division Championship trophy. Nobody who was at York to see all that change on April the 28th will ever forget that terrific Tuesday night. So many were there that the referee was asked to delay the kick-off. More than 7,500 were packed into the ground, most of them at the visitors' end. Outside, the wave was lapping the stadium. They'd waited 7 years, they could wait a little longer. We used to big crowds, you know. Inside, the football had already started. Hey, your name's not Wegley, is it? The only Burnley folk who weren't in party mood were down in the dressing room. They'd set out on their incredible journey on August the 17th. 8.5 months later, they arrived. And how? Burnley had 3 cracks at clinching the championship. They needed only 1. There was a sense of occasion, sense of achievement in the air even before kick-off. What Frank Casper had started, Jimmy Mullen was about to finish. He'd experienced promotion twice before, but he'd never experienced anything like this.
Jacobs' free kick. Conroy. Far away. Conroy. Francis jumping. Played by McMillan, just wouldn't drop for Harper. Still Harper, good effort. Keeley just got a hand to it. Space now for McCarthy. Williams couldn't hold it, and Blackstone puts York in front. Stroke of half-time. Farrell. One for Conroy to chase. Stancliffe under pressure, put a hand on the ball there. No penalty though. There has to be intent, of course. It was certainly contact, I've seen them given. Conroy. Here goes Painter. Oh, Keeley's lost it. Painter denied by Tutil. Deary! John Deary has equalised. Keeley had a real swing at Robbie Painter there. It's himself he should be angry with. Painter actually tried to head it in. Deary arrived late at the scene of the accident and smashed it in off Painter, actually. There's a yellow card for John Deary. It's a small price to pay. Headed by Francis. Conroy down, Farrell can't find a way through. Francis maybe, stopped by Keeley. Burnley just denied again. Francis. Conroy. Deary. Bit wild, that one. Played about 3 minutes of stoppage time now. Here goes Mike Conroy. Still time for a winner, maybe. It's a terrific run. John Francis! They came to York in their thousands. They're going home as champions. Conroy, the executioner-in-chief all season, is the provider this time, and Francis bundled it in. They're under starters' orders. The pitch invasion will be off any moment now. That's it. Burnley are #1 again. Up at last, and up as champions. The Trans-Pennine invasion occupies the scene of the club's finest hour in years. They're going to paint the town, they're going to paint the city of York, claret and blue. It's sing-song time.
I've only tried to carry on what we started to do, tried to do at the start of the season, which was get success. And to be fair to the boys, they've responded to everything I've asked them to do, and culminating in winning the 4th Division Championship, which is, I'm proud of them, absolutely proud of them.
It's good to score the winning goal in any game, but in a game like this, it's fantastic. You know, it's brilliant.
We are top the league. We are top the league.
We needed 3 points to win the league, and we've got 3 attempts to do it, and we're just all delighted we did it on the first one.
King James I of Burnley and all his merry men. Saturday, May the 2nd, prize-giving day. Mullen's men received their medals before the final home game with Wrexham. It was a measure of their collective effort that the club's 3 Player of the Year awards each went to a different player, Eli, Davis and Conroy. But Mullen was the main man. When he took over, Burnley were in 11th place. The trophy was presented to John Pender and paraded to all and sundry. They took Burnley back to the top, and they took them there in style. Only 3 other teams scored more league goals. More than that, they restored a sense of pride and achievement to a true footballing community.
All hard work all season, and we're just going to hopefully celebrate and enjoy it.
It's a great moment. We've done well. I think we really deserve it.
It was time to build an extension to the trophy cabinet.
Oh, we knew we'd win promotion, but this is brilliant.
Burnley fans started the season with high hopes, but they'd known high hopes to be dashed before. This season, all their hopes came true. Victory at Rochdale in the final game put the Clarets 6 points clear of the pack. Champions by a mile. Burnley were back.